Hello everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. Let's talk about Drake, Champagne Poppy, brand new album, Honestly Nevermind. It's out now. A lot of people been listening to it, reacting to it. There have been polarizing feelings on the record.
Tell me the fucking melody to that song that's so fucking catchy.
I don't know it.
But yeah, there are a lot of people that hate this thing. I personally think it's one of Drake's worst releases. There are a lot of people who are loving it. Now, Drake has obviously noticed some of the negativity, some of the controversy around the record, and he has taken to social media to respond.
It's all good if you don't get it yet. It's all good. That's what we do. That's what we do. We wait for you to catch up. We're in here though. We caught up already. On to the next. My goodness. Your pussy is calling my name.
Okay, Drake is in a very dark club. Looks like people are talking very loudly over the music and just kind of hanging out and just commiserating. This is the kind of vibe that I expect when Drake is playing in the club. I'm going to tell a bit of a funny anecdotal story here, if you'll allow me to. It was South by Southwest, I believe the year that Nothing Was the Same dropped. And, I went into a club and there was this DJ in there who was playing a lot of old school shit. And when I say old school shit, I mean like club-centric, party-centric hip-hop hits from the 90s and the 2000s. And it was really everything. Everything from like Gin and Juice to like a bunch of Jay-Z hits from the 2000s. Like, big tracks that everybody knows. A lot of these tracks, he was syncing them together really nice, flowing them together really nice. And as all this shit was happening, people were going fucking insane, having a great time, knew all the words, just lively, energetic. There was like a fucking dance circle that opened up where people were just like fucking breakdancing in the middle of that fucking shit. It was a great time. It was amazing. It's exactly kind of like the vibe that you want in a club that like leaves an impact on you and, makes you leave that night feeling like, wow, this was just great. I'd love to do this again at some time. But then at one point he kind of chilled things out and he slowed things down and he says, I'm going to play this new Drake. It just came out. This shit's hard. So on and so forth. And he just started playing a song from Nothing Was the Same. It like chilled out the mood really fast, almost too fast, to the point where like people were kind of still dancing a bit as it came on, but then the dance circle like closed. People started walking around, and the first thing that I noticed was that people started pulling out their phones. As soon as the Drake came on, like any hip-hop hit from the 2000s and the 90s, no phones. But as soon as the fucking Drake came on, everybody started pulling out their phones, scrolling through their texts, scrolling through their Twitter feeds, just being like, yeah, and just like started walking around like this. It was like the party was over. That's the kind of vibe that I get out of this room. Everybody's just kind of like casually hanging there, just kind of talking because it's easy to talk because the music's not so interesting that you couldn't just put it into the back of your head. And, it doesn't really look like anybody's going hard to this record. If you're in a loud ass club with hundreds of people and your music is playing and I can still hear you talking into your phone for some kind of damn video for Instagram or TikTok or whatever, it's not going hard enough, man. With that being said, kind of a funny reaction from Drake, talking about, hey, you may not get it yet, so on and so forth. Like, man, so fucking pretentious. What is there to get? What the hell is there to get? Not to say that there isn't something to the appeal of Honestly Nevermind. Of course there is. Like, it's a very easy to listen to record. It's a very background music. It's a very wallpaper type record. You're kind of playing to some very basic and very popular trends and genres on the record. You're acting like nobody's heard fucking house music before. Are you fucking kidding me? Within a week of this record coming out, Beyonce comes out with her fantastic new song where, yeah, she's like tributing house music, classic house music. She's tributing bounce music with Big Freedia in the mix. Yeah, there's been some debate over working 9 to 5 and so on and so forth. I get that. But with that being said, what Beyonce offered on that song is certainly a much better tribute to house and fusions of hip hop and house than anything Drake did on this LP. Are you telling me that we live in a world, we live in an existence where people can somehow get the appeal of the Beyonce song, but the appeal of your record, where you're also fusing R&B and hip hop and house, that's somehow beyond comprehension? There is one thing that is true that is to Drake's point here. He is a trendsetter. Of course, literally almost anything the man does is going to have a ripple effect. You're going to have a bunch of clones. You're going to have a bunch of dudes who are desperate to be Drake or desperate to appeal to Drake's audience, or like desperate to siphon off a little attention from the hurricane that surrounds him culturally everywhere that he goes, and just sort of follow in his footsteps and just copy him and offer music fans a similar thing. So of course you're going to see in the after effects of this, maybe a couple records, a few songs here and there, some of which may chart high, where yeah, it kind of sounds like a track from freaking Honestly Nevermind. You may hear a hip hop artist who maybe you didn't think you would before on top of a house beat. And also, like, let's not forget, it's not as if Drake hasn't come out with better dance-oriented tracks before, and it's not as if Drake is the only artist at his level who has dropped hip-hop infused dance-oriented tracks. Fucking Kanye West, Fade, and that's just one damn example. So yeah, you know, I think Drake is a little up his own ass here. He's pretending there's something to get when there isn't. He is far from the first artist to do something like this, and he's not doing it very well. So hey, hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you're getting this record. Do you get it? Is it too deep for you? It may be. Over here next to my head is another video that you could check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano. Honestly, never mind. Forever.